Hello and welcome to the very first development log for my upcoming Hearts of Iron 4 mod, Chaos Redux. Today I shall take you through how the mod works and show you what I have accomplished thus far. Okay. The mod revolves around randomly firing events, which are divided into three categories: minor repeatable events, minor fire once events, and major events. Each minor event begins with a base weight of 1000, representing its likelihood of being selected from the event pool. When a minor repeatable event is triggered, its weight drops to 0, then recovers by 20 with each subsequent event until it reaches a reduced cap of 500. This cap decreases by 50% with each repeat, making that event progressively rarer. A minor fire once event is rather simpler. It fires once, its weight drops to 0, and it never returns. Major events behave like fire once events in that they do not repeat, but they begin with a weight of 0. Each minor event fired increases their weight by 150, and they have no event cap. When a major event occurs, its weight resets to 0, along with all other major events, but those other majors can recover over time. So that's the basic event firing logic, right? And the distinction between major and minor fire once is that major events are global. Major events are dangerous from the outset, whereas minor ones may become dangerous over time through the evolution mechanic, which I'll cover shortly. Okay. By default, an event fires every 45 to 60 days. However, each minor event reduces this interval by 1 day. For example, after one minor event, the new range becomes 44 to 59 days. This continues until a minimum cap of 35 is reached. Right. Every 3 minor events also reduce the maximum end of the range. As you can see here, after 3 events, the maximum value dropped by 2 instead of 1. And this is up to cap of 13. This tightens the schedule, increasing tension, right? So when a major event occurs, the timer resets to the original 45 to 60 day range, representing a release of built-up pressure. And let's look at the chart. As we can see, this gets compressed over time, making the events fire more frequently. And this system may not be final, as I might want to make it more sophisticated and change some values around to see what suits best. But of course, you can change the timer interval in-game, and the decorant caps would update dynamically. So if I set the days interval to be 25 to 35 days, then the min decrement cap would be 15 and the max decrement cap would be 5. So this is dynamically calculated mathematically. Okay. Let us discuss the chaos meter. So this ranges from 0 to 1000. And chaos rises, similar to war and tension. So chaos rises due to various factors. And war tension, for every 1% increases, for every 1% increase in world tension, the chaos value rises by an equivalent of 1%, right? And also wars, annexations, deaths, military buildup, puppeting, and other significant acts of aggression also contribute to chaos. And if a major country is annexed, naturally the increase is far greater than it would be for the annexation of a minor. So yeah, the system also accounts for major countries. Conversely, chaos can decrease global stability, increasing global stability, a rise in global democracy, or the release of nations during peace conferences can all bring it down, particularly if the released state is democratic. So in essence, democratic and peaceful actions lower chaos, while hostile and destructive actions heighten it. Certain events themselves can also either increase or decrease chaos. Now, what is the function of the chaos meter, right? So it has 5 tiers. Tier 1, calm world. The system behaves normally, all values remain at their defaults. Tier 2, gathering storm. The event firing accelerates slightly, and evolutions begin to unlock. Yes, evolution. This mechanic allows events to become progressively more dangerous as chaos rises. Take, for instance, the zombie outbreak. At higher chaos levels, the zombies evolve, becoming more resistant to cures, and outbreaks occur more frequently. So this forces nations to take more precautions, such as forcing hygiene, instituting quarantines, etc. Furthermore, portraits and graphics evolve alongside them, visually representing their current stage, right? Okay. So this mod also features comprehensive debugging system. So I'll let the game run a bit. I'll put the timer interval to very low values and just let the game run a bit and fire some events. As you can see, there exists a rather comprehensive debug system. This allows one to track event weights, right? And also chaos changes. If I find one here, chaos meter, minor power, great Mongolian state, left faction. Monthly decay, so there are various factors that change chaos value. Okay, we can see how many events have fired in total, how many major events have fired, right? How many events there are in the system, how many events are yet to be fired that are unique. So as you can see, after 4 event firings. You can see that the value changed here to 95. And some events that fired, as you can see, a fire once event that fired was heat wave, and its weight went to 0, and it is never to recover. And from repeatable events, so as we can see, its weight drops to 0 or 1, and its cap decreased by 50%. So now it's 500, right? And after 4 firings, as we can see, the weight for major event to fire has went up to 600. All right. And as we can see, so all of these values take variables. All right. Now let's go over to the settings menu. Okay, let's trigger some events, right? As we can see, it's neatly categorized. So let us trigger the zombie event, right? Why not? And okay, in the US, it seems. Oh, what is this? Super events. Quite exciting, is it not? Do you like to take a yo-yo for a ride? Do leave a comment if you got the reference. I'm quite curious to see how many individuals of fine taste we have among us. Now then, super events exist for every major event. For instance, there are no fewer than 3 super events solely for the zombie outbreak. But interestingly, some minor events may evolve into something worthy of major treatment as well, right? As I've talked about. And let us examine the zombie event, for example, right? As you can see, we can take defensive measures. The zombie outbreaks are starting everywhere. There's one. These are dynamic zombie countries. So if we don't take precautions, a zombie outbreak might as well happen in our country. So I let the game run a bit, and as you can see, zombies expanded quite a bit, and we also got a new decision that popped up. We can form the Anti-Zombie League. So the league can be formed only by major countries, and democracies are more likely to form it. So it's usually the US who forms the league. But we can simply do it ourselves. Takes 10 days. And another super event. Just for the zombies. And this is the Alliance of Man. So now we can see we have the Anti-Zombie League. Almost whole world joined the Alliance. And that is intended. Since the zombies are a global threat, it's only logical for humanity has no option but to unite. So now the world is united against the zombies. And there are also now special decisions you can take when you are in the league. Like we could invest into research, which would give a better bonuses against the zombies for each time we invest. And also the search for a cure is faster. So now it takes only 90 days. The chaos meter is really going high up. I mean, the chaos meter is currently not that optimized for actual play with this mod. Haven't tested it thoroughly yet. But let's set the chaos value to be 1000 and see what happens. And we got another super event. Zombie Apocalypse. And the chaos meter also changed. Wonder why. And this is no ordinary super event. In the mod, there is also a world end scenario mechanic, which is triggered when the chaos value is over 1000. So a world end scenario is chosen based on the world state. So in the current case, the zombies are overwhelming, as you can see. And so right now, it would only be logical to trigger the zombie apocalypse world end scenario. So when a world end scenario is triggered, the automatic firing of event firing stops for all countries. So its purpose is to start an end game, meaning that your campaign wouldn't last forever and would come to a logical end. It also stops the game becoming too slow at the end. Right. So I got this message that the automatic event firing is disabled, but no matter if I enable it, the event system would still be disabled as a world end scenario was triggered. But we can just disable it if you still want events to fire, even if a world end scenario was triggered. Okay. Let's go back to the settings. The timer system. So you can adjust values and update the timer, right? So we choose a new range. You can show the timer window. It's disabled by default. My thinking here was that you won't know exactly when an event will occur, so it adds this surprise element to it, and like natural flow to it, if you know what I mean. But if you like to know when an event fires and be always ready, then you can enable that setting. Okay, let's go to tag management. So this disables the event system for the selected country, which means this mod is fully multiplayer compatible and individually customizable. So each player could have a different timer, right? As you can see, you can sort by continents for easy selection, and by this as well, if you have enabled or disabled. I might change it in the future so that you could select a country on the map directly, and it would automatically update the selected tag. It should be fairly easy to do. I just haven't thought of that until now. Okay, so there are also some quality of life features, like should you disable for the previous tag and automatically enable for the new tag when tag switching. So let's do that. And as you can see right now, it's disabled when I tag switched. And as you can see, it works perfectly. Currently labeled for Britain, so Germany has now it disabled, and we have it enabled. But it takes a day to for the system to notice. Okay, the chaos meter. You can select tiers, right, and update the chaos meter as you see fit. As you can see, right, wonderful. And now the advanced settings. Yes, I do believe I explained most of these values earlier. Right. There's also a scenarios menu. However, I haven't implemented that yet. And yeah, in the trigger events menu, there's also event clusters header. So in an event cluster is also like an event. They could be repeatable, fire once, major. The thing is that events fire in batches. So the events in a cluster usually share a theme, like intelligence, random wars, diseases, or like formables. And the reset all settings would, well, set all settings to their default values and also revert to the backed up value. And I guess that's about it for the settings. Now let's tag to Japan. Now the system with the mod, I mean, also features the Biowarfare Facility. Biowarfare Facility. And Japan has quite a few of them. Right, in historically the unit 6731. So you can start various special projects like anthrax bomb, thuremia bomb, or rabbit fever, smallpox bomb, and plague bomb. So these are the ones that are available from the start. So there are historical starting biowarfare facilities in countries. So in Japan, as I've said, you have the Unit 731. It's not in Japan, it's in Shukuo. So to compensate for that, I added to here and Tokyo. And in the US, you have Fort Detrick. There's also the UK and the Soviet Union who start with the facilities. Though Germany doesn't start one, but gets a free one later in the game while they are occupying Poland in 1940. So the facility appears in Auschwitz to represent the atrocious experiments the Germans conducted there during that time. There are also starting scientists in some countries. So in Japan, we have the famous Shiro Ishii, and in Germany there are like 7, I think. So there are the scientists that are in the game. So one is for Australia. So we have Alexander Fleming. And for Germany we have 7, yeah, I think. Yeah, 7. And yeah, so these are all the scientists that are in the game. So to deploy a bioweapon, you have to use the raid system, as you can find it here. It works just like Nuke, so you select a province and the state will get a containment modifier, contamination modifier. I'll show you. Right. And let me declare war on China. Start a biological raid. So we can start an anthrax raid, a plague raid, tularemia raid, smallpox raid, and all of these diseases have special things to them. So anthrax, for example, would be apply moderate debuffs to a state while not being really infectious. Plague would apply much more powerful modifiers to a state while being well, a little bit more infectious than anthrax, so it's more dangerous than anthrax. Tularemia would be more like tactical. They're not infectious nor are very powerful. And there is a smallpox strike, which is like the last resort one would do. It's highly infectious, highly dangerous, and only a madman would use them. Right. There are also flavor events for the Biowarfare Facilities. Well, I did the ALE command, so obviously I got 10,000 equipment of every type of equipment, and I have 10,000 smallpox bombs in my, or all types of bombs in my storage. So obviously the risk of an outbreak is quite high if you store that many bioweapons. So anyways, let's deploy a bioweapon on China, or Beijing, let's say. Let's do an anthrax strike. So just like nuclear raids, create a raid. Let's set it to automatic. Let's also get some air security, I suppose. Right. Also have so many planes. There's not much space in that airport. Anyhow, let's see what happens when the raid starts. So the preparation is okay. It was a disaster. Let's do another one. Let's do a tularemia raid. Alright. Let's see. But now it was a success. So gets a tularemia contamination and modifier. And let's see. Locked resources minus 10%. So this is more like a tactical weapon you would use to get a advantage in your offensives. But let's see what happens if we occupy a contaminated state. Okay, now we own or control the contaminated state, and we can actually take disease containment decisions. And you can quarantine and deploy field hospitals right here. It costs 10 command power, 100 support equipment. You can also quarantine measures, 10 political power. So these decisions prevent the disease from spreading, but lower the chance for the disease to spread, and also reduce the effects of the contamination. So right now the division speed is minus 25%. So if you take a decision, quarantine, for example, then it well, takes time, I guess. Progress bar is going. And as you can see, the diffusion speed now got to minus 12.5%, and the modifier was decreased. Right. So we can also start using antibiotics, or start for a smallpox. There is a vaccination program. The prerequisite for developing antibiotics is that you must have well, as you can see, the checks here to start the anthrax antibiotics mass production. We must have anthrax bomb researched, but it's not enough. We also must have well, this is emergency, as you can see. But if I had the anthrax bomb, but right now in current case, we have anthrax bomb research, but we haven't chosen to develop antibiotics for the anthrax bomb. So I'll tag to Soviet Union. So let's do anthrax bomb, bulimia, and let the game run a bit. So we got the first unique prototype iteration. So we can either take extra precautions or accept risk. If we accept the risk, then there is a chance of an outbreak during research. So let's accept the risk. Now we got the antibiotics production unique prototype iteration, and as you can see, we can skip the research, or we can start antibiotic research. It would help you in a case of a biological attack. Anyhow, right now there are anthrax, plague, smallpox, and thuremia, but in the future I'll maybe add more diseases and diseases that appear with certain events. So when there is a zombie outbreak, then you can start experimenting with that, but it could lead to unforeseen consequences. Remember I said there are 3 super events just for the zombies? Well, I lied. There are actually 4. Alright. In the future, I might want to add the chemical warfare facility as well, which would allow you to use it as a general's ability maybe, and also have like special units and support companies, I thought. And you also could use chemical bombs, and they would work the same way as bioweapons. Also gas cannons for tanks, and maybe gas bombs for planes. Maybe like a new doctrine for terror warfare, making chemical and biological weapons more effective and causing more casualties, or I mean deaths, since bioweapons usually target the population. Right. So I believe that covers most of the mod's mechanics. A full breakdown of the mechanics can be found in the description below. So as you can see, this is the markdown file for the mechanics. So if you want to know more, then you can just look at this file. Right. So what does this mod aim to be? Foremost, it has to be fun, right? Then it also has to be replayable, which I tried to achieve through the evolutions mechanic, the sophistication each event provides, and the world end scenario mechanic. So each game you would get a different ending to your campaign, right? And there is also a roleplay potential with the chaos meter, right? You could try to act as police of chaos who would try to keep the world in order, or you could be an accelerant, fully embracing the chaos. So I think with that there will be a lot of replayability potential. But of course, the sheer number of events also contributes to replayability. Currently, there are exactly 100 events, and they are mostly the ones that were ported over from the random events module. And what I'm doing currently is that I'm reworking each event to account for the evolutions and the detail, right? And currently I am planning to add on top of these 100 events another 50, so that there will be 150 events in total upon the release of this mod. You can find the full documentation of the existing events and of the upcoming events in the description below. So this is the full documentation of the events, and yeah. So if you want to stay up to date with the mod, or have an event idea you want to share, or you have a suggestion, or just want to discuss my mod, you can join my Discord server. Link in the description. Yeah. Okay, I think I'll end it here. I hope that you are excited and will play the mod once it comes out. And if what you have seen impressed you, then please consider supporting me. You know, I recently watched the Hannibal TV series, and I really like that one quote. No one can be fully aware of another human being unless we love them. By that love, we see potential in our beloved. Through that love, we allow our beloved to see their potential. Expressing a love, our beloved's potential comes true. Quite romantic, is it not? And the love I have for this project is what keeps it alive. And it's that same love, right, that brings out the best in what we create. And I believe that love allows us to see the unseen in one another, to believe in potential before it becomes reality, right? And by offering your support, you help that unseen possibility, that unseen potential take form. I'm not getting anything by creating this mod. I'm doing this entirely out of my free will, purely out of my kindness. And I know that kindness is a rare, tough thing these days. Anyhow, if you really would love to see this mod and the potential I see in it come to life, then a small donation would mean a world to me. Even just a little would do a lot, because it really does add up when there's many of you doing it. Anyhow, enough of that. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and click that like button, or shall I say, smash it, or even better, gently smack the like button. And until next time, and I bid you farewell.